Hi, I'm Alice.
Hi, I'm Francesca.
Welcome to Grab a Coffee podcast.
So it's February.
It's Francesca's New Year. It kind of aligned with the Chinese New Year. You going into your New
Yeah,
Year.
see, I've got something there, you see.
We'll pretend it's that.
Yeah, so it's New Year. I haven't suddenly gone on a diet, started a new regime, coloured my hair or anything drastic like that. But I feel I've done lots of work planning, lots of different things for work have happened. I've got a lot of social media plans. We've got plans for this, and I feel like I'm ready to. We've had a few days of blue sky as well.
Oh yeah,
and that
It's
helps.
quite mild today. Well,
I know.
Obviously, we need to talk about the weather because we're British and it's sunny.
So that is what you do when you meet
It's
a chef.
sunny in Yorkshire.
Oh, it's nice and dry today, isn't it? Oh, sun's were out yesterday.
Mild, possibly mild, 8 degrees, I think.
Yeah, Alexa told us this morning that it was going to be a high of 10. I was like, what? Won't need a coat.
Get the washing out. No,
Won't even need a coat.
Especially if you're walking, that's nice.
I always get far too. I did get too hot on the school run.
It felt very springy.
Yeah, that's what I love.
The birds are tweeting.
Oh my gosh, this is what I love. It's not here yet. I know I'm still in winter. I'm not getting carried away. I'm not expecting it to be a hot day. There's a slight smell change in the air.
Spring.
Exactly. You can feel it coming, and it's just wonderful because it's the longest time possible ahead of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'll be all negative again in August. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to be positive and I'm going to enjoy it.
You've got a long time until then, so let's cross that bridge when you get to it.
I'm terrible. Got the whole year planned. So no, feeling good. Feeling like it's the start of putting those plans in place, work-wise, family-wise. We've had some really lovely little sort of just walks out, but made it more fun, the kids and finding sticks. And in the local park, there's a bit of a bush that they like to climb, and they can get quite high up the little trees and stuff, and it's really sweet.
I love that.
So
I used to love climbing trees.
Yeah, I did.
So fun.
Yeah, so I feel like a bit more of that's been happening, like getting outdoors. I just want to be outside all the time. Whenever I've made Zen Baby videos, I've gone out into the garden, even wrapped up. It doesn't matter as long as it's not actually raining. And I just make my videos out there or on a walk because I just want to be outside all the time. So that's I'm getting to be out. So I'm feeling better and good.
Especially in daylight, I've been noticing that it's starting to get dark a little bit later, like 5ish,
exactly.
Not 4.
Yeah.
That's really impacting on my evening a bit. I'm a bit more productive after 3 p.m.
I know, and instead of hibernating and thinking, why can't I put the kids to bed yet? Oh, because it's 4:30. I can feel like we might be able to do an after-school trip to the park one day coming up soon. The odd thing like that can happen. We can go for a walk. I feel like I can live again. And it sounds so dramatic, but it really is.
The New Year episode, that's February for you, isn't it? Coming out of hibernation.
Yeah.
And it is. It's true. Yeah, the
Definitely.
problem I've got at the moment is that Elodie is associating darkness and darkness with bedtime and waking up with the sunrise, and she knows what the sunrise is. So
that's going to be 4 a.m. in a few months.
So I keep saying, I'm starting to say to her every time she mentions, the sun's rising a little bit, Mummy. It's up time, which is fine at the moment because it's gone 7.
Yeah,
between 7 and 8. Fine. Yeah, but as I say, in summer, the sun will be risen in the middle of the night. You might hear the birds, but it's not our up time. It's just the birds' up time, and I'm stressed. She's got a blackout blind in the bedroom, which is actually a really good blackout blind. So I think as long as I can keep her in a room, it'll be all right. But she's also getting really interested in the time. She started asking what time it is.
Cool.
And if I say 7:15, she's like 7:15. She's really kind of intrigued by it. I'm wondering about whether to get her some kind of toddler clock or something, so I can be like, when it's this.
So there might be
7 o'clock, you can get up.
Yeah. So I had a grow clock. I think that's a brand name for Daisy, and you set it, and a book comes with it. About this pig that doesn't go to sleep, and then he's all grumpy and unfriendly, and then when he has a good sleep, blah blah blah. You get the gist. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You little pig, and now go to bed.
Mummy's the pig when she doesn't get enough sleep. We don't want you to be the grumpy pig as well.
So, but then it's got this faded blue light on it, and then you set it for a time. So 7 o'clock. and on the clock, the stars will disappear slowly. And then when 7 o'clock comes, it goes yellow. So until that screen goes yellow, you do not need to get up and come into our bedroom.
I think I need to get one of them because she's too like in tune with the sunset and the sunrise. Started getting her in her jammies
So she's a
she goes to
sparrow.
bed she does go to bed quite early, but I got her in her jammies and she was like, it's still light. And it was like, it wasn't light, it was dusk. It was nearly
but
dark,
come
but it wasn't pitch
July,
black.
and you want to put her to bed at 7 or 8 o'clock, and you've still got 3 hours
of sun. I know, which I was like, please go to bed so I can sit outside with a glass of wine.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I want to do in the summer. Totally.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how was your weekend?
I was about to ask you that. I don't know, really. Just, yeah. My eldest Daisy had rehearsals at school on Sunday. I put it on social media. Did you see my no makeup pajama video?
Oh, I did, yeah.
That was so funny. For anyone that missed that treat, I was standing in the kitchen. We were up, I'd been doing little bits. I'd done some rabbit jobs. I'd done some other housework, and I was just getting all the boxes of cereal on the table for the little two who had decided to grace us with their presents that morning. And Daisy came downstairs in her pajamas, hair like that, because she'd got out of bed, all out one side, and she just went, rehearsals, and I went, oh, go get dressed quick. And it started at 10, and this was bang on 10 a.m.
No.
Yeah, amazing. But it's only had to drive a mile, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting dressed. I don't need to get out of the car, do I? So literally with slippers still on and everything, I just got in the car, and I'm like, even though it was only a mile there and a mile back, I was like fretting that what possible reason would it be that I would have to get out of the car right now? I've never ever been pulled over by the police. Why would that even happen? I'm like, I can't. No, sorry, it's not happening. I'm not getting out of the car. I didn't even have a bra on.
I mean, we've been flagged often, don't worry about that. But yes, for you,
there is no unleashing.
There is a different situation.
No, when the cup size is halfway down the alphabet, you don't take a bra. You do.
It's fine because I walked the dog with Elodie. And both of us in our pajamas on Sunday.
That's fine.
So.
Did you have a coat to cover them though? That'd be all right.
So yeah, and I had like legging pajama bottoms on, and then I put wellies on.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a gap.
You just knew you were fresh out of bed.
I was in my like I didn't have knickers on. I literally was in my pajama. Like
that's amazing.
Yeah, and then she was just in her pajamas, but then she took her coat off, so she was just in her like unicorn pajamas with her dinosaur wellies on.
I love it.
Scooting around the golf club.
I love it. They always take the coats off. I walk around holding them.
Yeah,
I'd have brought it. She has got one. Yeah, I do that with Tristan. It's awful. I walk around holding it.
And I'm just be like, Elodie, you have to put your coat on now.
No.
I'm like, okay, just confirm that for everybody else around. But yeah, Liam's been like really poorly since. Started like Wednesday evening. You can just feel a little something brewing.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm going to sleep in the spare bed because I need a good sleep before he drives to the office in Manchester on Thursday morning. Yeah. And then Thursday morning came. I got Elodie up for nursery. I knew he wasn't up, but he didn't go into the office today. Did the night nursery drop and stuff. Got back, knocked on the spare room. He was like, no. He just like deteriorated. Like it's so poorly. I've never seen him so poorly. Like he just like can't get out of bed. It's like flu, but then occasionally he's sick. But he's not like got
headache.
Sickness. He did get a migraine, but he's prone to them anyway. So I don't know if that's really.
But that might be something that if when he's ill, he's going to get one as well.
Yeah, like if he's going to get a migraine, he definitely gets it when he's poorly. He's only had one in the whole like 4 days, which I'm surprised at, to be honest. But
that's good.
When I say like he can't do anything, like he tried to walk downstairs on Friday, got to the 3rd step down and was just stuck. I was just came out and I was like, why are you sitting on the stairs?
Oh no! Does he lose his balance and stuff?
Like, I can't move. I'm like, I can't. I'm stuck. And I was like, what?
You can't lift him up.
And I was like, come on, let's get you back. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
How is he now?
Today's better. Oh, you bumped into it, didn't you? He's
better.
Today's like
he walked past with his hood up and some bowls in his hand and went down the stairs into the kitchen.
Little gremlin.
Yeah.
Going to the cave.
We did the British. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm all right. And then he went off.
Scurried off. So he's better, but we talked about it last night because I said like I'm so tired. not because I'm not used to doing, like, stuff like if he's not in or if he's away
Yeah.
on a trip or work trip, whatever. But I said it's harder, the fact that I said you're still in the house, needing to be looked after and making a mess. Whereas when you're not here, I was like, in the nicest possible way.
So you've had 2 toddlers.
Yeah, you're still like, the only difference is this one doesn't run around, he just sits. But yeah, whereas when he's not here, there's no extra mess created. There's no extra
Mugs,
work
bowls.
created. He's just not there to help me with the existing workload.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much.
I also didn't realise how much he does actually wash up. Apparently he washes up a few times a day.
Because now he hasn't been doing it. Has it been piling up?
Every night I go to the kitchen and I'm like, have we got a dishwasher? But you've got some stuff that just doesn't go in. And like, oh God. Or you use a pan at breakfast or lunch and you need it in the evening. And like,
I know, like I've washed this 3 times today already.
Why have I washed
Can we just buy another?
Exactly. So, yeah. Kind of appreciating his washing up skills right now.
Yeah, you do notice when you've got a good one and they're helping out and you're sharing the
he does all our
parenting stuff. Oh.
Well, I do some lunches, but he does all our evening cooking because he says that he's a better cook than me.
He says he's a better cook than me. He doesn't say you're awful at cooking, surely. No.
I'm a shit cook.
Oh.
I'll rephrase that to make it a more positive sentence.
No, we want the raw straight out your mind.
God.
Even if it's a Freudian slip, we need it to come out.
Yeah.
Show
he's
it
been
all.
having to tolerate my cooking.
Oh.
But but my cook is
I bet it's not shit.
No, it's not shit. I'm fine. Well, the problem is I'm getting worse because he's not letting me practice.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
I'm out.
So what do you make? Have you got a few things that you make that you like to make then?
I'll chuck anything together, really.
Oh, that might be what the problem is.
No, well, he's not eaten much because he's been so ill.
Yes, true.
Friday morning,
piece of toast.
I had the foresight to put I didn't make a full shepherd's pie, but I did technically cottage pie because it was beef mince, but I did the mince in the slow cooker.
Okay, yeah. So you just needed to mash some potatoes.
Yeah, and I actually had some mashed potato that I'd already made last week and had frozen for Elodie in portions.
Get you!
Because she keeps just eating waffles, and I'm like, yeah, not get you. Like, the guilt that came in, and I was like, I need to just prep it.
And when nutrition is half your job.
Oh, Christ, I can't get a vegetable in that child. It's really upsetting. But
she might grow out of it. It'll pass.
She had an apple at the weekend. That was exciting.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, that was good because we were just eating that for 2 days, which was great. Yeah. And we were obviously quite hearty for Liam as well when he was poorly. And I was just trying to get a load of veg in him. So I'll do stuff like that, and I like making a stir fry. I did myself a little satay with some fish, and I can cook. The problem is I used to do all the cooking, and then when I had Elodie, he started cooking more, and then
I'd leave it like that,
getting really into it. Yeah, and now he's really into it.
Good. Enjoys it.
Really enjoys it. Well, I enjoy it. The thing is, the one who's not cooking is doing bedtime, so it's like.
Ooh, could you do?
I don't see cooking as a chore. I see cooking as a break.
Well, but could you do 3 nights, 2 nights, or one? Weekends maybe a bit different or a bit slacker. They are certainly are in my house. And do a bit of both, or.
Yeah, I think the problem was I just had a bit of a run a few weeks ago where every meal I made was I made some literal inedible meals.
Oh, did you? Do we need a whole separate cooking podcast?
Yeah, we could get Liam on to give some tips. Here's what Alison does. Don't do what Alice does. This is what
amazing. What do you do wrong? You can't possibly get it wrong. You're burning it or something.
I'm very bad with timings.
So something will be ready and then it'll be another 20 minutes because you forgot to put something else in. Right, okay.
The more that I deep dive into my issues, me and Liam both think we've got undiagnosed ADHD.
That was one of the things that sprang to mind when you said you had little side quests.
So I'll be I don't know, frying the garlic and the onion or whatever, and then I'll start washing up, and then the garlic's burnt to the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, because you've got seconds for that to be wrong. seconds.
I've got ages.
Do not leave that bit
No,
unattended.
I know. So there's just like, yeah, I'm just not as focused. Liam's very process driven, so he works in data. Everything he does, so he enjoys the process of cooking, and when he finds a new recipe, he'll do it, and he won't get distracted because he's following a process. Whereas I'm just a little bit more like, I don't know. Not even like ditzy. I just genuinely just try and do too many things, and because I'll just see mess, so I'll start tidying, I'll start cleaning, and then I'll end up like, oh god, I'll like take these tea towels are dirty. Okay, I'll go and put them in the utility room ready to be washed, and then start folding clothes off the area, and then like dinner's just still. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So it's not I can't cook, it's that I'm always trying to do too much when it's never my focus. Like, it doesn't get my full attention. When it does have my full attention, it's fine. And obviously, yeah. He also says it under season. So I went out of my way to over season the shepherd's pie mix, and
it blew his head off.
He was like, this is delicious.
Oh right, well done.
Season, I was putting like,
put what you think and then double it.
I always do like paprika, mustard powder, bay leaves, garlic, what else? Worcester sauce. Chucked it all in, and then like put it all in again. And it was like, this is really good. But yeah, so it's been quite a hard few days, but it's fine. We're through it. It's Monday. Oh my god! But I was. This is such a bad parenting.
God, what's coming?
Story. I was trying to be like a more interesting parent and like an Instagram mum.
Oh,
right. Friday after nursery, I was like, I just want to give Elodie an activity that's just a bit different. Like, obviously she loves playing with all of her toys, and she has some like educational toys.
And in your head, you were imagining photographs and how wonderful and wholesome it was going to be.
A photo, and the photo bit's really funny. So I can't even tell the story. My
this will be good.
Had been sending me reels of this like toddler hat tip with this alphabet like matching game. Okay,
right.
So you get masking tape and do like just write the alphabet out on the tape and stick it on a wall. I didn't have a spare wall in the living room, so I just put it on the floor. Well, I did, but I didn't want to peel the paint off. Anyway, I put it on the floor. And then you get Post-it notes, and you hide the Post-it notes with the letters written on, and then you find the Post-it notes and match it up to the to the row of letters on your masking tape.
Oh, so she's putting a B on a B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's just matching letters, and she recognises all the letters now, so it's fine. I was like, oh, she'll love this, and she loves like anything Heidi, Seeky. I was like, this is gonna be great. Didn't have any Post-it notes, so I just cut up. I mean, I didn't plan it out in my head very well. I was rushing, clearly. Doing it at like 10 to 3 when nursery pickups at 3. So I had to give myself about 4 minutes to set the whole game up.
Right.
So my letters were tiny, like the size of my thumb.
And they need them the size of their hands, don't they? Yeah.
I'm going to redo it and make it better.
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
That's not the worst bit of the story. So I've got... So she's loving it. She's playing it after nursery. She's like really excited about it.
Yeah.
She's finding these teeny tiny little letters around her play area.
It's like an eye test. Is that an S?
She's finding it. Anyway, she starts matching them. I'm sat on the sofa thinking, oh, this is great. I'm really glad that I copied this reel.
Yeah.
He's sat on the sofa. Mummy, I can't find it. So what do you mean? She's like, I can't see it on the floor. I said, well, what letter is it? She said, it's an O for octopus. I was like, okay, I'm sure you can.
Okay.
Keep looking, and if you're still struggling, I'll come and help you. She's like coughing, sighing at me, rolling her out. She's like, Mummy, I can't find it. And I went over, I was like, yeah, come on, let's find it together. And I was like, oh my God. And I had written O down.
You just missed it out the alphabet.
And I'm sat there for 5 minutes.
Of course it's there.
Keep Melody. Thinking, bloody hell, lady child. Oh God. Yeah. The next funny part is that as she was doing a different letter before the O catastrophe, I'd taken a photo of her doing it and sent it to my sister and said, oh look, I'm doing that toddler game. And then 5 minutes later, I messaged her and was like, "Oh my god, I missed O out," and she's just been trying to find it for like 10 minutes on the piece of masking tape. And then my sister was like, "Oh my god, you can literally see in the photo that it's missing."
Can I see the photo?
Yeah, I'll show you after this. Yeah. I'm like,
Well,
why
you
am I
didn't
trying to be like that parent?
because
I'm not that parent.
you did it with
No.
10 minutes before you need to leave the house.
Yeah,
So you've rushed it.
it was very rushed. She enjoyed
And
the concept. I would
yeah,
recommend it.
yeah.
Anyone who's listening with a 3-year-old, 4, 5-year-old, any age who's into letters, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to make it better. But it just really made me laugh that I'd
That's so
tried
funny.
to.
Of course it's there. Come on.
Well, yeah, the fact that I'd like bullied her into trying to find it. God. And then, I thought I'm being
Oh.
so like, I don't know. I'm such a creative parent. I'm not a creative parent. Let's play with
Well,
Play-Doh instead. You be creative.
That is
I'll watch you
creative.
play
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Play-Doh.
Of course you are. Do you think
it's
that
funny,
because
though,
it's under our noses all the time, like people who clean houses beautifully and have all the time to do it, people who do all those games with the children and cook a wholesome meal correctly, and all the laundry seems to be put away, do you think because we're seeing that all the time on social media that you now feel like you're not when you actually are perfectly good, creative, happy, interactive mum? But because we're seeing so much, we think we're not because we're only doing it once in a blue moon.
Yeah, and like those, I think you have to remind yourself as well. Those people on social media that you see doing it, they might be only doing it once in a blue moon, but then they're posting about it.
Yeah, or they do it because that's how they earn their money. It might be those people that have got enough following,
if
and
their job is to create content for toddler mums, for the parents, or they get obviously brand deals and stuff. Is that if that is their job effectively? Like, but there's a lot of pressure in there. I think with social media
on anything.
I really want to talk to my mum about like not how she brought us up, but how it would kind of differ now because they didn't have social media. Like, how would you learn about? You just talk to your friends. Oh, what did you do at the weekend? Oh, that sounds like a good activity. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Where it's not like thrust in your face all the time. Like every time you go on your Instagram feed, there's just like a perfect mum doing her perfect games, eating them. Look at that child eating all those vegetables.
Yeah.
No. I have though, for my own sanity, unfollowed so many accounts that were like that, which is why my sister sends me them because I don't follow any of these people. She's like, "Why aren't you following this person?" I'm like, "Because they make me feel
too
like
much
shit."
pressure.
I think
it's
I'm
good.
raising her well.
It's good.
Even if she doesn't eat any veg.
It's good in one way because we get those ideas that we can use as randomly or as often as we want. But it's also like every time you turn on your phone, look how immaculate my house is. Look how thin and healthy I am. Look how strong I am. Look how, I don't know, how well my children go into school. Because mine don't.
It took me an hour to get to nursery this morning.
Oh.
From wake up to get into an hour. For her to have breakfast to get.
That sounds good.
Oh, really?
What do you mean? From waking up to going through nursery door?
No, well, it was probably just over an hour actually.
To leave the
house. I don't know what time I dropped her off. I think I dropped her off at 9:20, and she got up at 8. So we left the house at probably 9:10.
Right. So is that just normal toddler faffing, and you're just chasing to get dressed?
Liam
and
says I give her too many choices. I wasn't giving her any choices. She just likes to. There's no like get up and go in it. There's no oomph, is there? There's no like.
Oh, Mummy said put my shoes on. Oh, what's this? I'll just have a little play with this. Oh, I might see if I can slide down here. That's what they do. So with Daisy, I remember giving choices because you're supposed to give them choices, but it was a case of right, what's the weather doing? Okay, these two outfits are suitable. Do you want that or that?
Yeah.
Which
so coat do you want to wear? Yeah.
She feels in charge,
that's exactly
but
what I do.
you're in charge.
That's exactly what I do. Like, but then this morning, so I got a clothes. I always get a clothes out the night before. Well, especially because Liam's sleeping in the spare room, which is where her drawers are.
So you wanted them out of the way.
Just get them out. Anyway. But this is something else you don't see on social media. Elodie's drawers are not in her bedroom because we couldn't be asked to screw them to the wall.
Oh,
she would climb up them. So I just put them in the spare room.
And she would climb up them, twist and spin up the drawers.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Liam didn't believe me that she would go up them, and I was
No.
like, well, I'm not going to take the chance, so I'll just move
No.
her into the spare room.
Absolutely, she'd go up them.
But it's actually really convenient because when she's in bed, I can put all her clothes away.
Yeah, you can do jobs.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she wanted to wear a aerial dress. She didn't want to wear the clothes I'd got out. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then so I got some tights for the dress. I don't want to wear those tights for me. I want to wear sparkly ones. I said, we're not wearing sparkly tights because it's nursery. And they'll get ruined and then you'll be sad. I want to wear sparkly tights. Sparkly tights for parties, Elodie. I want to wear sparkly tights. Sparkly tights for parties, Elodie. And we'd gone from, we're going to be so early that you can come to Aldi with me before nursery, to, we are late. Mummy's now late for work. Get out the house. I want plaits. I want aerial hair. Well, what is aerial hair, Elodie? What does aerial... I thought it was just down with a bloody...
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, it's just like a woof. It's like a...
It's all right. Yeah. Mine went through an Elsa hair stage, French plait it. Easy.
Well, it is.
But
but not when you're doing French plait, so you're like...
Not when you're about to leave the house and they've demanded two, no.
Yeah, I need two plaits. I did like half one, so just like the top bit.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
And then Liam was like, he'd not been around for the whole like commotion.
Fiasco.
Poorly in bed. He was like, Elodie, I love your hair. And I was like, thinking, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to get out of the house. Why are you making conversation at 5 past 9?
Don't look at her. Don't make eye contact. Just get out of the house.
What? I wasn't shouting at her. I do, but not often.
I have said, every morning we have to just go through this. You know that it's getting up time. I am not asking you to do something horrible. We get up, we get dressed, you need to eat, and then we leave the house. Time keeps moving. The hand on the clock isn't going to stop.
The time keeps moving.
And then I'm like, you're such an awful mum. Why have you just said that? And I'm like, they won't move.
It's just frustrating, isn't it? It's like
so annoying.
I'm wondering, like, what point? Like, I'm going to ask my mum, what age was that when I just realised, this is what I do every single morning until the day I die? Because it is, isn't it?
Well, that's dramatic.
But it is. Well, just get up, get yourself ready, get on with your day. And, like, it's a concept that children just cannot grasp. And what point? Like, Daisy's 13, 14.
She is... Yeah, she's 13 still. She is pretty well trained. Once she's up, she's already so. That's so funny. But she remembered. I was there.
You didn't remember.
Traddling around the house. Yeah, she's amazing. I think that I'm going to be all right with her, and I think it's going to be the other two that are going to be more challenging with stuff like this. She knows when it's her PE day. She knows when she's got to take something extra into school. She nags me when things haven't been done. She will have had her uniform ready. Yeah, I've got to get her out of bed. I'm like shouting a few times, but she's on it. She's doing it, and she's out that house.
Do you think it's related to her? She's obviously the eldest. And when the younger ones came, do you think she had to become a bit more independent quicker?
Yeah, and I've always wanted them to be able to like get dressed themselves, put their own shoes on and stuff. And I know that's tricky. And this morning I actually put Tristan's shoes on because he wasn't doing anything.
The time was moving forwards.
The hands on the clock keep moving.
Oh God, yeah, happy Monday.
Yeah, so I did put his shoes on, but they can all do it. It was just like he definitely had Monday morning itis this morning, and he was passed to his teacher.
Monday morning itis?
Yeah. It was passed to his teacher making a squawking sound, physically passed over, but I was like, whatever. The doors are on a little thing where you can't open them from the outside, so I was just like pushing it till it's shut. Yes, great, you can't get back out. Yeah, so you just have to do it sometimes, but the phase will go. It's not forever. It feels like it now because they're school refusing.
It's like being on Groundhog Day, though, isn't it? It's just like
especially in the winter because we're not getting those extra things.
Yeah,
like the trips after school and walks and stuff.
Shares in soft play, honestly.
Mark's been, honestly, all the way before COVID, it used to be our thing, but then obviously they were all a lot younger, and we'd go to soft play and he'd go, this would be great. And I said, yeah, you do realise you have to work Saturdays and Sundays, don't you? Oh, we get stuff. Yeah, they cost money.
Oh, what, he wanted to get a soft play?
He wanted to get a soft play. He wants a coffee shop, he wants a coffee trailer, he wants this, that and the other. I just stick with that business and I'll stick with mine. Thank you very much.
I always think it's wild that you're both self-employed. Like,
I know. It is a bit kind of like...
It's impressive. I think it's like Mega impressive.
I wonder if it just came from, because might be another podcast when we talk about families and blended families and stuff, but we didn't get together till I was 30 and he was 37. And we both had a child already. And
how old was Daisy?
She was only a few months old, but we already knew each other from when we worked together in our early 20s.
Yeah.
So there was back in 2001, started at this place. The workforce we were all about the same age. I think I was about 19 when I started there. There was up until about age 30, we're all in that 20s bracket. And then saw each other socially. Not a lot of us had children then. We were all sort of quite a fun young group of people. Not the directors, they were horrible. Awful.
Boring.
If I get if I worked there now, I'd be like, don't think so, goodbye.
Yeah.
But you take it differently, don't you, in your 20s? So we already knew each other, so that made it happen quicker once I came away from my first marriage. And so I feel like we've started again later on, and decisions that we've made that have led us to today are because of his relationship had broken down. Being the dad, he moved out, left everything in the house. Not saying he shouldn't, but he's had to start again from scratch later on. Exactly. I did exactly the same because I moved back up here because this is where I'm from. We lived somewhere else. So I had to do the same, right down to got a house for me and Daisy to rent. And I was like, oh shit, I need cutlery. I need a duvet. I'd got her stuff. And then I suddenly realised I had nothing. So it was quite good fun kitting everything out, but it was a bit of
expensive as well, though.
Exactly. So we've started again. And then because I had her, and then I was renting my own house on the job that I had.
You were a new first-time mom, like, oh my gosh, with a
do you know the alternative of where we were was worse than moving out and being on our own? It was the absolute best thing to do. It really was fantastic.
So many people don't
realize they can do it. No, it was the best thing. I remember moving into that house. I had a mattress on my bedroom floor that me, Daisy, and the dog slept on our first night, and then Mark came round and built the cot for us the next night. And so I had a year in that house, just me, Daisy, and the dog, and so that meant that we all just started from the beginning. But I remember sitting in the bath on that next morning. Daisy was like having a little nap, and I was like, I can do what I want. I'm going to have a bath. And I sat there. I was like, it was rented, but I was like, this is mine. I have done this. I've achieved this, and I was like, shit, this is amazing. I can still picture the bathroom now. And then as the months went on, Mark and I were like, yeah, we're going to do this. We want to properly be in our relationship. And we thought, well, if I move into his house, it makes more sense because that was much more secure. Mine was just private rented. And he had his daughter living with him full time, and she saw her mum every other weekend, sort of that classic every other weekend thing, and some of the school holidays. She liked me, and sort of
for the dad to be the
No, it isn't. It isn't. But Mum just asked for her to go and live with him when his daughter was 5. She just turned 5, and he struggled to get her in a school because it was so last minute. So he went to the first one that he could get her in. Perfectly fine. One of the Morley primary schools. She had a really lovely primary school life. She really enjoyed it. And then so we moved in there, and so I was 31, so he was 38, and it just meant like we just sort of started again. But the whole point of that was by the time I'd done that, I had lost my online job due to funding cuts, and was looking at what I could do with my child. What can I do in childcare? What job could I get? So I was cleaning and ironing, went into the swimming. He had then separately, before we'd got together, obviously he was seeing Ellie, but then when Ellie was going to live with him full time, he quit the job he had because it would not fit around school time, and
most jobs don't. That's the problem.
And he didn't have that quick.
That's
he wasn't in a relationship.
Oh
no, it was terrible. And being the dad as well.
Yeah.
Even back
and
then,
you're not gonna ever get as much. I mean, it's wrong, but the dads aren't gonna get as much kind of grace from the workplace.
I think it's improving, but no, definitely not then. It wasn't even that long ago, but not then, definitely not. And
you're not going to understand.
So
they're not going to give you flexible work.
He just sort of like, right, okay. And then he started to apply for anything and everything. He has worked since the day he walked away from school. He worked before that doing milk rounds and things like that. So he's never ever been that he's not going to work. So he started applying for jobs that he could maybe fit around at least one of the ends of the school day because there was nobody else. It was just him. And started winter cleaning.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll drop her off, clean some windows, pick her up. Perfect. And then amazingly, that's built into a really good, secure business that he has now. Proper sign written van, equipment. He wears his uniform. It's all really professional.
But he started off literally.
I do his tax returns for my sins. He's promised to get an accountant. So yeah, exactly. From the back of his car.
I can recommend a good accountant, by the way.
All right, fine, thanks.
Yeah, I don't do my own. God.
Well, we're on the verge of let's have some help now, some proper professional help now, because it's getting really tricky.
She's really good. I'll give you her details.
But I think that's why that's ended up happening. Really long way of saying that's why we're both self-employed, because there were decisions made from before, and as we've come together and then had children and then been the sole carer for those children, and it's just the way it's turned out. So we both ended up doing those things to work around that child, come together as a family. So then we became a family of 4, which was really lovely. And then we thought we weren't busy enough, so we added 2 more children.
Yeah. This house feels size, so a bit quiet. Let's have some more children.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's a very small house and we're a bit squashed, but do you know what? It's really good fun. Ellie is a grown up in her own house now, so we've got like that fun thing of going to see their grown up sister, and she's got a car and a house, and it's so cool. So that's really nice. So at least there isn't 6 of us living in the house all the time. They're just 5 of us.
No,
but that's why. That's how it's come about.
It's just incredible. You both have such successful businesses, and
Thank you.
But like when you just like strip it back, and it's like you're both single parents with the clothes on your back, effectively. Like
literally, I had a car with me, Daisy, our clothes, and the dog in.
Yeah, it's so impressive. Like a lot of people just wouldn't. They would really struggle to see a way through that.
I think my brain's got quite I don't know whether it's like a self-preservation mechanism, and
it's like fight or flight.
Absolutely, and the process, damn right. The process started a long time before I knew what was happening, and I was talking to somebody about it recently, and there was an event, and I said, and escape mode was enabled. Yeah. And that was that, and it was great. And I look back now and have really proud memory of getting to a particular roundabout where it was point of no return, because it would take me onto the motorway, driving over that roundabout really deliberately in that lane, getting onto the motorway, and it was like this big black cloud just fizzled away, and I remember sitting up in the driving seat and that's really silly and little and random, but
I think it's silly.
Actually it was
mental.
It was brilliant.
Momentous?
Yeah, probably. Mental? But that's how we both ended up having completely insecure, completely random stuff where we're like, at some point, if something happens.
Because, like you say, you cannot work a full-time office job.
No, because that's what I had done before that. Always done that in offices. There's no way at 3 I could have put Daisy into childcare long enough to go and earn enough. I added it up at the time. I'd have come out with a tenner.
And it's even worse now because childcare's gone up even more.
Yeah, I know that there's more free hours, but
only just started.
And they take away with the other hand when they give.
Oh yeah.
I'm still seeing mums.
I think you'll have really inspired. I hope you've really inspired some people listening to this, because it is inspiring to think where you've come from, like that.
I just feel like I've just made a shed load of bad choices. Making it harder for myself.
Well, but it's made you a stronger person in the long run.
Yeah. I suppose.
And like an amazing role model, especially for the girls, to show them you don't have to put up with that level of
Well,
shit.
luckily they never saw it.
No, they
Daisy was
didn't, but
just
they'll
brand new.
know
Yeah,
that
true. And Daisy
you
knows
left
and
and that you're
knows that.
yeah, and like knowing you are allowed to leave, you are allowed to leave a situation, you know, and nothing is forever if you don't want it to be forever.
Absolutely not. And if anytime I see something on Facebook, I might see a post on a page about somebody who's struggling with something, whatever level of unhappiness that is, and for whatever reason it is, there's always another option. There's always some help. Even if you have to live with a mattress on the floor for a little while, it's so much better than, because the minute you make that decision and change your life, whether it's leaving somebody that's not right or whatever it might be, even though it might be hard for the next few months, as soon as you do it, you are at the beginning of it getting better.
Yeah.
And that can't start until you've done it, until
The
you've
hardest
gone.
bit is making that choice and that
just do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was amazing.
That was a funny turn. I thought we were going to talk about
was.
funny parenting fails, not knowing the alphabet,
Not knowing the alphabet.
to pressures of Instagram. But yeah, that's why we both ended up being self-employed. But we just on our second round, like, because we're a bit later on in life.
It's not that much later though. When you say 30, I mean, it's not.
Yes, but that was 13 years ago. It's going to be 14 years at the end of this year.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people see when you're like 22, 30 is old.
Yeah.
Think, oh,
and now I'd love to be 30 again.
This is the thing, like when you become 30 or 35. I mean, I'm not 35 yet, but you know, when you start going past 30, you realise that 30 isn't old.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to have your shit together by 30.
No. And then 35 comes and goes really quickly. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to have a party for my 40th. And then you turn 40 and it's really exciting. And then you turn 41 and think, hang on a minute. I didn't want to go all the way in. And the next thing you know, you're 43.
You look amazing for 43.
Oh, thank you.
I honestly... Next podcast.
There is so much white hair.
No, your skin. Next podcast, Francesca's skincare routine. And I think...
I wouldn't do what I do.
You're honestly, right. We'll save it for another one because we could just talk and talk.
Oh, thank you very much. That was very kind. Oh, I know we could just talk forever, couldn't we? I was telling someone the other day we had a phone call to talk about some work stuff, and it was an hour before we got down to business.
That was when we were like, maybe we should do a podcast.
Will people listen to our ramblings?
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, that's all right. I'm always talking about whatever. I don't mind. And I think there was one Facebook status I put on, and a friend messaged me and said, "You made me leave my husband." And I know that sounds really bad, but she needed to.
No, it's not bad if that's the decision that she needed to make.
Because she could see what would happen on the other side, that you would feel fab.
Wow.
And she did.
So inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, that feels weird now.
Thank you everyone for listening and
to our ramblings.
Yeah. I think there's so much that people can take from that podcast.
I think so, yeah. Calmly do your activities so you don't miss out letters in the alphabet. Give yourself plenty of time. Don't do side quests when you're cooking garlic and onion.
Oh, God. Yeah. This is going to have to be my thing, I think, this year. I need to stop. I need to just do a task and just stay on that task.
I think it's a mum thing to like see something, pick it up on the way, do something, put that away.
The whole house just goes to the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you're cooking, just have no, I'm cooking. It's my cooking zone. Yeah. So on that lovely note, if everyone's probably starving now thinking about your shepherd's pie.
Yeah. You need a snack. I need to make you some food. Right.
I'm fine.
Thank you for listening. Bye.